Hello everyone, good morning. I'm just checking everything everywhere and I will be with you in a minute. Good morning, Dr. Varun. Nice to have you here first thing. Yes, everything seems fine. So, good morning and welcome. We have our regular few minutes. And yes, good morning again, Dr. Varun. And let's wait and see who else will join us early. I will just reduce this volume a little bit more. Okay. I don't know whether it is loud where you are or it's just loud in my ear, but well, it is loud. Okay, let me, maybe if I reduce the sound for me. Yes, so how has everyone's week been? Last week we didn't have a live stream. Well, we were really just too caught up. The preparation for the conference is keeping us very busy. And yes, I don't know what Dr. Varun has shared a YouTube link. Is it? No? Okay, just hi. Okay. Right. Sorry, a little confused. We've been having a few very busy days. The whole team has been working, I think, for the last 3 days almost. And yesterday, almost everybody was working probably till the middle of the night or more likely early morning. And but we have everything under control. So, can you all hear me? Hello. Is the sound gone? Okay. Right. So, I can't hear myself here. Dr. Varun, everything okay there? Okay. Very odd why I can't hear it here. Okay. Oh, all right. No. Listening to the wrong headphone. Okay. That happens. I have three or four of them around. It's good. I guess everything is working. Yes, and we have 1 minute to go. Yes, and right. Let me begin to do all the required stuff to get ready for when we have to get going. Yes, we're almost there. And it's nice to see all these flowers first thing in the morning. Okay, it's not first thing in the morning, late in the morning, but I guess, yeah, cool. As and when all of you get bored of this video, you can tell me to change it. You can just send me a message and tell me it's time for a change and we shall change it. Yes, it is. So, greetings and welcome officially to the beginning of the program. Good morning, Dr. Arpan. Nice that you could join us. As you must be many of you aware, and many of you have also registered, the event we are preparing for, and the reason we are having today's talk is about the upcoming uh, International Oral Diseases Conference that we are conducting, and it is going to be on a platform called HOPIN. So now, why HOPIN? Why have it on a different platform? Frankly, because we can. Actually, the simplest thing to say is because we can. There is the technology, we can upgrade, we can have an event that is, I would say, very close to having an in person meeting, but it's not the same. And I'm glad that it's not the same, because why would you want it to be the same? The in person meetings are going to be there always. And soon we will hopefully all be traveling and having them again. But this is for an entirely different thing. The entirely different thing that it allows us is that, sorry, okay, is that we can actually meet a number of people from across the world. This platform gives you great interaction and networking possibilities, which we will go through. And frankly, there would have been no other way. When you think even about the science, there is no other way we could have got the kind of speakers we have got from around the world to one place at the cost that we did. Okay. And it is totally revolutionizing what we can achieve. You get learning without borders. There is no requirement of traveling, no costs, no stay, no visas, no, all those things that happen, last minute possible cancellations. So much goes into going for a meeting, for a conference that's in person. Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm not planning to go for any. I am waiting, like most of you, to go and meet friends. But really, this is something that just is different. It is different because it has so many other abilities that we can talk about and that we can see as we go ahead. So let's get on with it. Good morning, Professor Joss. I'm glad you could join us after your late couple of days. Yes, so before we go ahead and before I forget, let me just remind everyone that we have another giveaway. We had one last week, or rather the week before that. So this is going to be again one where we can, where we are going to give away one student entry. All you will have to do, like last time, is type IODCPC22. That's hashtag. And that is, of course, the conference's hashtag. So once you do that, we have a tool in StreamYard which we are using, which will just go through and at random select one person. The one person will get a student entry to the conference. And if you're not a student, or if you're already registered, you can just give it to someone else, and that will be nice for them. So let's get on with it. Now, when we come to the whole process, what was the first thing that is going to happen? Let me just get myself out of the window so I can explain better. So we have this, right. Let me stop it here. The very first thing that everyone would have got would have been an email from Hopin. Now, this is like you would have got, say, if you were attending a Zoom, for example, a webinar or a conference, you finally need a link to get into the event. So this is the same thing. Sorry. So normally, and part of the charm of this platform was supposed to be that you could have just gone there, and if you any of you have seen, and many of you have seen this, at the next to this picture on the platform is something that says register, which I have disabled. And that was the sad part, because somehow we couldn't get it working with our current laws in India, where there are certain specifications. The platform is not registered with the RBI, so they cannot do direct transactions. So, but had it been, it would have been very easy for everybody. You would have just gone there, you would have clicked, and that would have been it. Now, under the circumstances, what we did for everybody is every one of you have registered on our website. You have paid and paid for the registration on our website, and then we have registered you on Hopin, and you would have directly got a mail which is something like this, which says, thank you for registering to International Diseases Conference. Something in this format would have come to you and should have come to you, because this is the email which has the link to enter the event. So if you have not got it, you need to look. Now, the problem with this is that, let me just come back to the site. Okay. So the problem with this whole thing is that, of course, it's a well established company. So generally, its emails should land in your email boxes, but sometimes they don't under two circumstances. One is if your spam filter is set to high, then they go into the spam folder. So you need to look for it specifically. And the second thing is if you have given your university email ID. Now, most universities have very high setting for their filtration of the mail that comes in, because obviously, otherwise, the entire system can get infected. So, what happens in those cases is it doesn't even land in your spam, it gets by default deleted. So, which means you look in your spam folder and it's not even there. So, if you have registered with us, you need to do one thing. One is if you find the mail, excellent, nothing to do. You don't find it, look into your spam folder. If you find it, again, good. Just mark it as not spam, bring it back into your inbox, and you are good to go. But if you haven't got a mail at all, one is get in touch with us, and two is you need to white mail HOPIN and Oral Pathology 360. Now, the way to do that is not complex, but it's lengthy. So I've put a link in the description of the YouTube. You can always check it later, and you can go and you just white mail HOPIN and Oral Pathology 360. That will ensure that you get all your mails and you don't miss anything. Now, coming from after that, let's now just see with these steps. This is the video. So once you have got this, you would have got the email from HOPIN. What you need to do now, the first thing I would suggest you do is add it to your calendar. Why? That gives you one reminder that it's there and you will not miss anything, especially since calendars are always set to your own time zone. So that is the best thing. And after that, click and go to the site. Now, why go to the site? There's so many things you can see here. You can see the description, you can see the sponsors, you can see the schedule, and you can also see, of course, you can also update, or rather, that is what I would suggest, is that you update first and foremost your profile. There is one, that's one of the things you can do. So, that you will of course have to first, even if you go from that event link, you will be asked eventually to just sign in. Now the sign in is very easy. It's the email that you had sent to us and on which you have received the email. So you put in your email and then it asks you most likely for a code. This will come into your email. So just copy. That's for logging in at one time. That is if you have opted to. And then you just sort of stick that in there and you're good to go. It will authenticate and open. The next thing you should do, and I'd really like you to do, is to update your profile. Now, once you come here on this page, it gives you a chance right up here behind us, which says update your profile. So remember, we have made your profiles. So a lot of it may have mistakes. There are by default, and for the ease of doing it, we have not included things like doctor, professor. It's just your first name, your last name, as you had put it, and as it has come to us in the receipt. So even that is not very dependable. So please go in and make the changes. Put in your profile photo so everybody knows who that is, and add in the other details as required. There's not that much a headline which says who you are, what you do. Okay. And then there is your organization, always good to have, and the various social media wherever you are, and also then add in your interest. We have put just that because, oral medicine, oral pathology, diagnosis, oral surgery, general. So what happens now, again, this is something where there is networking possible on this platform. So all these interests will be helpful when we get to that networking area. So after doing that and you have updated, and you are, once you're there, now you finished updating. So this was what I was saying, you need to click, it says update your profile. Once you finish that, now you can come back here. This is the reception area of the conference. One, it tells you exactly in how long that is going to start, so you have a literal countdown. And please don't get worried. This is not the actual event. This is a dummy event I created, I believe. And oh, is this? Oh, it is the actual event. Oh my goodness. Okay. I did not realize we have so little time. Okay. Okay. All right. We just sort of 11 days away. Fine. So, yes, let's come back to this. Now you are in the reception. On the left hand side of your panel here, you will see all these areas. Before the event starts, the reception works, which tells you everything that is there. And then, yes, that was the update your profile link. And you can see all the sponsors that we have. And please note that all these sponsors are actually just academic and knowledge sponsors, which but there is no way of separating those, so they are all there. And you can actually move around, and all these are linked now to the website. So for example, if you click on the IOP or International Association, you will go to their website, and where you will find that our conference was postponed to 2023. Part of the reason why they entered and decided to help us, or rather give a support in terms of a knowledge partnership for this event, because I guess it's too long a gap and the IAOP wants to stay in touch with everybody, and they don't want to be too far away from you. So that's why they're there. And this is where you can go to all the websites of the IAOP of ASSOM, that's our Asian Society, and all the 12 institutions that have joined us. Then you can come to the schedule. So, and please note, one of the best things is this schedule is already in your own time zone. So you don't need to worry. Whatever time you see there is in your own time zone. So don't worry about it. You can add whatever you want to your agenda. You just click on the sections you want, add it to your calendar, and then you can also add it to your agenda, and it will remain there and will give you a reminder. So if you add it, that is where it will just stay there, and you will get all the reminders, of course. Then what else? Right. Okay, so that is the end of the beginning. So let's come back to my face for a little while. Okay. Now this is where I got to tell you. So you are, all set and registered. You have your link, and now you know that you are going for the conference. So there are some other things you need to do. It's like every other conference. Get set a little bit beforehand. Among those, and very important, are first and foremost, decide where you're going to be on the day of the conference. Are you going to be at home? Are you going to be traveling? So if you're going to be at home or wherever, maybe at work, some people do work on Saturday, Sundays. So then choose the device. The device, because if you are at all planning to turn on your camera and your mic, then you are best doing it on a Chrome browser and from a laptop or a desktop. If you're planning to just attend and only chat in the chat box, there's a possibility of typing your questions, your comments, everything in the chat box. You don't really need to turn your camera or your mic on at any time. You can go through the entire conference without it. I would really hope that you do put on your camera and mic. But, anyways, so if you're planning to do it like that, there is even an app that will work on both. What are the two systems we have got? On both the mobiles. That's both the Apple and the. Oh goodness, what's the other one? Okay, you get me. I'm going to get stuck there. So it's possible on the mobile. You can attend. There's an app. You go to Google Store and you download it, right? And you can use it from there. So that is the device. If you're doing it from a computer or a laptop, definitely and best use Chrome. Chrome is the right thing. Now, even wherever you're using it for and from, there is a link I have put in the description again in the YouTube, which says you can test pre-event test. So that ensures that your camera and your mic and your system can connect to the hop-in event. So the best is that you run that beforehand and then you're all set. Another thing, of course, is be somewhere where there's good light, which is facing you, not behind you. As usual, be aware where you are going to be. Please remember, a lot of people are going to watch this. At some point, we may be able to even stream some part of it live. So do be aware of your surroundings, what you're wearing, what you're doing. Don't just forget that. Although, unlike Zoom, which if you forget to select, in Zoom there is a possibility of selecting that every time you enter a meeting, your camera is off to begin with. Your camera and mic is off. That's a default. You can do it from your settings. And on Zoom, many people forget to do that, which is why when the minute you enter a meeting, especially from a mobile, very often suddenly first your camera goes on. So here that does not happen. There is a very intentional and step-by-step thing. When you want to turn on your camera, it asks you, you have to click on it. And even then there is a pause, there's a lapse. So it doesn't happen quite so accidentally as it can happen with Zoom. But nonetheless, it's always good to be aware and alert. The next thing, of course, is it's on using internet. So your connection, your data connectivity is very important. If you just want to attend, if you're just an attendee, and a good uh, download speed is 5 Mbps and an upload speed of 2 Mbps. If you are a speaker with us, then definitely you need 10 Mbps. And so, of course, for the speakers, we will have a separate session with each and every one of them. So that is not an issue. What else for the attendee? Yes, so choose your time, choose the place, choose the device, see your network. If possible, a wired connection is good. If a Wi-Fi, always see that you are close to the Wi-Fi, no closed doors in between. That helps. And if possible, see that there are not too many other devices on connected to that Wi-Fi at the time. The next thing is right. So I should have made notes. Okay. So after that, right, yes, getting your browser ready. Now, one of the things almost, I guess even Apple would do it, but Windows definitely has this thing now. Almost every Windows has this thing where it updates automatically. And I don't know, Murphy's Law, things go wrong when they can. So it is inevitably on the day when you want to do something where you don't want your computer to shut down and restart by itself or to slow down is the day when Windows will have half a dozen updates. So the best is on the day before the event, run the update, finish whatever updates are there, and then choose pause updates for 7 days. That's the simplest and the best thing to do. Otherwise, just update everything else and be sure that there is no problem. And of course, if you're using a laptop or if you're using a phone for that matter, just see that it has enough charge. And those are the very regular things that are going to be required as in getting set. Beyond that, I guess get yourself a lot of coffee and your pen and paper or whatever you take to take notes and be ready to have fun and learn a lot of stuff. Now let's go with the next part as to what happens when you actually get into the event. All right. So this was the email that you would have got. Sorry, you would have got an email telling you that this is 1 hour before you will get. Now this was the trial as set up, right? So 1 hour before the event, you will get an email telling you that it is about to start, and you can click right on that to go to the event. Once you do that, right, then you will meet up with this little countdown which says event starting in so many minutes, and it counts down to 0. Slowly and steadily it counts down to 0. We will open the event a little earlier so that what will happen is you can come in and use the other things, just get settled in before the actual event starts. Once it does, now the first thing is, now there are different parts here as you can see along, which is the reception is there is stage, there is sessions, there's people, and then there is booths. So as each part begins, then you will get, and this is the reception area. So when things are about to happen, you will get a notification here. So now here, at that moment, nothing was going on, but now the stage is live. So you will get a notification that stage is live. And that tells you, and the stage is going to be where we are conducting the majority of the event. So now this is from one of my old presentations. I've just put it there because to show you how that works. So this is from the stage. Now for events or parts of the event that are on the stage, how the interaction is going to happen with the presenter. So this is going to happen out. I mean, the presenters and those who are going to be able to get on the camera and mic are not on HOPIN. We are on a backstage. StreamYard, exactly where I am conducting today's program. But we will be able to, like how I normally see comments that come into YouTube or Facebook for that matter. So the same way, we will be able to see whatever is put in the chat here or in the Q&A. So if you have a question, you can clearly and easily just put it into the Q&A, or you can just say hi and put it in the chat. And up here, you can see there is event, there's stage, and there's my agenda. So this is telling you now what section is active. So stage is active. And then once it ends, you will see that if you click on that, it will say nothing is happening on the stage. Now will notify you when it goes live again. So if again another one is starting, this is, and you will have again the program going on. You can comment, and that's until it's going on. Also remember that at any moment you can leave and you can come back and nothing will happen. I mean, it's still going on there, so you can just click on things and go around. So now for the conference, for our own conference, that is not this one, but you will have sessions. Now the difference between sessions and the stage. So in the sessions, there are going to be two types, or rather there are three types. So one is going to be open. So one of the things we're going to have is this is a OP360 coffee lounge in the sessions. That will be open. So that will show up all the time. This we are keeping so that you can just, anybody who goes in there can put on their camera, can put on their mic. It will ask you permission, but you can put on your camera and mic and you can interact with each other. Up to 20 people can get in there, chat with each other, take a screenshot so you have a picture together. You can have a discussion, and that as a session, it has its own chat, it has its own Q&A, so you can just use it accordingly. So, but you will also have sessions which will be moderated. So what's a moderated session? A moderated session is one person is going to be controlling the session, and now in the sessions, any one of you can, if it's a moderated session, any one of you literally can just join in, and you can just send a request. As you can see now, it says welcome to the session, and right. So this was of course one of our previous talks which we had about storytelling, and that's Mr. Rashid Kapadia's lecture. So this is what will happen. So the person who is the moderator, that person's picture will be down and the talk will be going on. By clicking on this CC, you can change the size of how much space you're giving. Now there could be more than one person here. Supposing I, as the moderator, have allowed another 3 or 4 people on the panel, all the pictures will be there. So you can decide the size of the presentation and the person's picture by clicking on this CC here. Right. Then there is another thing. You can ask. Now, how do you get onto this? Say this session is going on and you want to get on this session. You want to talk. You want to turn on your camera. You want to comment. So all you got to do is you got to go here and click on this. It says ask. Right. Ask to show audio and video. So once you click on that, the moderator gets notified, right? So this will again run a test to see whether your video and audio are even going to connect. Now this is why you need to have done it beforehand, otherwise you will not be able to get in, right? So just to be sure, because sometimes browsers do not give permission for people to connect their audio and video to a browser. So, or rather, by default, you would not have given the permission. You need to enable it. Now, you notice the time from when I click that, and it says waiting for approval up here. So, there is a time lag, right, to the time that it came on. And please forgive the way I look there. Now, so, and then you could leave. That was another thing. So now, supposing you had your presentation or whatever discussion and you want to leave, then you just click up there and you leave. So, right. That is about that. There are also different types of chat, like I said. So there is event chat and then there is session chat. So they are not really seen differently. So if you put a chat on a session, it is within that session. Everybody who is within that session will be able to see it. If you put a chat on the event, everybody on the event, on the whole event, can see it. So that is about that. And you can also check the people who are there. Now, this is where the pictures are helpful. This was my one, I just made an account and I did not put a picture, but as you can see here, I have a picture. So what happens is, if you can just see who else is there, everyone who is registered, their pictures will be there, their details will be there. You can literally connect with any of them. You can send a request to meet any of them, and like it says here, send a message. You can send a message, you can request for a video meeting. See here, request a meeting, invite to a video chat. So here I invited myself, and I could schedule a meeting, and here, but naturally I accepted. So you will even get the notification, and it even tells you you can enter the meeting now. Right, again, you will have to, if you're asked obviously for a video meeting, so you will have to actually be able to connect video and audio, right? So that is why it is important to have your profile complete. Then you can chat. Now this is all the event chat. There are polls, we can ask you and you can respond to anything. There's Q&A. The Q&A also again is either for the event, or if you're in a session, you will have a Q&A in the session. At any time, you can check your agenda and see what all you have chosen, because now as we populate the list of, right now we have only just kept it as, oh goodness, okay. Right now we have only kept it as, sorry. So right now we have only kept it as just the sessions, the that we have allotted for case presentation. But very soon we will begin to fill in the lectures, so you can choose the lectures and when you're going to attend them. So they'll be in your agenda, and you know exactly when you're going to be attending them. And it will also remind you. See up here, I got a reminder, meeting with Dr. Mandana. Okay. So that is the next thing. And I think we went through this. Let me go a little ahead. Right, we were at the agenda part, yes. So this was the meeting, just to say hi, right? And you can even add your meetings again to your calendar, supposing you have chosen to do it, to keep it at a later date. And in fact, if you go to the conference platform right now, where you have into the reception area, you will be able to fix meetings with anybody for that day, for the day of the conference. Now, the next thing is, so that was about the people section. So we have gone through the reception, the stage where most of the events will be happening, the sessions where you will have smaller discussions, and the people where you can meet people, you can connect, you can interact, And in fact, there is another interesting thing in the people part which we did not discuss is there is a possibility where you of a networking there is networking. So if you just put it click on networking, once you click on the people here, I have not activated it, but it is activated in the conference, in our actual conference venue. So what happens, it now in where you entered your interest, oral pathology, oral medicine, surgery, general, and stuff like that. So the system will choose, and if everybody who is in enters in that area, it will choose someone at random and get you to meet them. So once if you choose, you accept that you are going to meet the next person, you get a time of up to 3 minutes. Just talk to each other, see who you are, where you're working, what you're doing. At the end of that, if you want to continue, you can send a connect request, in which case if the other person also accepts, your information will be exchanged and it will be in your account. So you will get an email which says this is the information today you have received, these are the people you have connected with. If you choose not to connect with the person, right, and you choose not to share information, don't worry, that person does not get to see that. So this is just it, and you can leave anytime. This is just interesting. This is the one thing we can't really do in our in person conferences. We see a lot of people, we wave hi to a lot of people, and then we just spend time with our immediate friends and we go back. It's very difficult to just walk up to people and say, hey, who are you? You know, maybe just a person sitting next to you by chance, but really not that many more. This allows you to do this a lot more and connect with a lot more people from across the globe. I think it's way cool. Anyway, I hope you all will enjoy it. Now, coming back to the next section or the final section, that's the booths or the expo area. So, for our event, one of the main things, whether we have any actual expo or not, but one of the main things that will be there is our posters are going to be in the booth section. Now, why? Because the posters are going to be as PowerPoint slides. We are going to inform people soon. So, 3 PowerPoint slides per poster, that would be covering the entire content of one poster. Now, the upside with this is it we can just upload the slides and it's automated. As each person, each of you go to that booth, open it and look, you can progress the slides at your own pace, irrespective of what others are watching. So if there are 30 people in this booth watching this, each one of you will get to just move it back or forward or at whatever speed you want by clicking on this part on the and I cannot show you, but there is this at the lower corner, as you can see, there's a slide numbers, and you can see it changing. So this is where you will be able to actually change the slides for yourself and see what is happening. Right, I cannot actually show that there. Okay. And then this also has its own Q&A. So say you have a question for someone who has presented something, you can ask a question from them. This is now marked here as posters home. So you can ask a question. If it's a regular booth, if it's actually got, like if you go to one of the institutions, say, or something like that, where who will be also having their own uh, areas in the expo, and when you say express your interest, all that will happen is that person, whoever is running that booth, will get an information that and your email, so they can connect with you. Right. So coming back to this, so I could put a question here, and here I put something like which bridge is in the eighth slide. So you can do that. You can also chat. So just hello, hi, and whatever you want with the people. And because of the people tab, now you can identify who's the author, and you can even send them a direct message. You can, if you find their work or their case is of particular interest to you, you can literally connect with them and discuss it, even out of the conference. And then there is, of course, polls again, that is there everywhere. And if you notice now up here, now this section, the booth is lit up. So which means that whatever discussion or whatever you are saying is in the booth area. So that ends our section there. And let me come back on. Yes. Okay, how much time we have? Right, yes. I think we should be wrapping up. If you have any questions so far about this, you can put them in there. And of course, there are going to be, I will put up more links on how to use this. And please check and see that you get your emails from Hopin, because now all the conference information I'm going to send to those who are registered through the Hopin mail. So, like for example, we had promised everybody you would get a that you would be one second. Ooh, okay, that you would get a complimentary access to last year's conference. So even the link for this and the coupon code for this are sent already on Hopin to everybody who's registered. We will send it again in a couple of days, because as people register, new people would not have seen the mail. Now, what will happen here is that you will have so in the mail you would have got a link, and that link will bring you here. So click on the link and then you come here. One second, what happened to this? Oh, okay, sorry, it's like really going fast. Right, so you follow the link and it will bring you here. Please don't worry, you do not need to pay, but you do need to enter in your email. Click on I accept the terms, and then you click, and here you will see one which says have a coupon. You click on it because you do have a coupon. We have sent it to you, and then you enter the coupon that we have sent you. Click apply. It will go to 100% off, and you have to just enter your details. And with this, you are just choosing to subscribe to the VDA emails. And in case you are wondering what VDA is, it's our new venture, that is the Virtual Dental Academy. So we will have more about that at a later date, but this is what happens. And then you just open, you can view. It says thank you, proceedings of the case presentation. You can open it, you can choose the whichever you want to watch. You have to, I think, start from one because it's going like lessons. So you watch it, and don't worry, I have really trimmed all of them. As you can see, we have removed all the introductions, the hellos, the highs, everything. So we just mostly with the cases. And right, so this is the it is 5 hours almost, but then that was the duration of the event last time. So once you have seen it, you have to just put complete, and that allows you to go on to the next one, and you can watch it and go on as per that. That way you can see all of them. And do remember that this complimentary access is only available till the 20th. So you would want to see it earlier than that. Yes, I can see Dr. Afreen. Good morning. Yes, I can see she's been asking me about this. And a lot of you have been asking me about this. When will be the confirmation of the presentations? Well, I can tell you that following intense work by Professor Joss, who's done amazing work for I don't think he slept for at least 3 days to have gone through everything once, and the rest of the team, entire team, who have again gone through. So everything has been reviewed twice, if not more, and the results will be out by this evening. So please keep an eye on your email accounts, see that the email does not land in the junk box, and you will know whether you are on a oral presentation, poster presentation, or whatever, and how to prepare for it. Okay, so let's do today's giveaway. Let's get set for it. Yes, give me the moment to go and get set. So everybody knows how this works. Sorry, just getting it organized. So you do realize you got to type, okay? What you need to do is type. Yes, I can see already some are typing IODCPC22, beginning with a hashtag. Exactly what's on the screen. Even if you have already registered, even if you're not a student, you can enter it. There's a chance to get it for someone else. It doesn't matter if you are not a student, you can get it for someone else and just gift it away or give it away to someone else. So, in the meanwhile, while everybody begins to get themselves organized, and let's chat for a little while more, and then we will go with that. Okay. So, I wonder, did I forget anything else? Any other questions? Is everyone excited about Hopin? I'm actually quite excited. I think this is going to be very interesting and very different. And oh, and I forgot to mention, by the way, that of course the entire understanding that everyone is in different time zones, uh, that all the entire event is going to be available for 15 days. Entire event. Everyone who's registered can go back to the same link and watch anything they want. In fact, replays will become active from that evening. So, like when there is nothing live going on, because we will have some gaps. So, when there is nothing live going on, what will happen is you will be able to watch replays. So, for example, if you like our friends who will in North America and South America who will wake up when we are going to sleep. So, although there is a section that is our night, which has been specifically created for them so that they get to see some of the live sessions in their time zone. However, after that, they will be able to watch whatever they missed, which was happening in the afternoon, in the beginning of the program. And anything else anyone wants to ask? Yes, I'm so glad you are. Yes, yes, very, very excited. Totally. This is going to be wonderful. It's going to be great to meet everybody there. And do you think we should run the draw now? Okay. Yes, let's run the draw. Add to stream. Okay. There are 4 entries, so there's a lot of possibility. I mean, that's just one out of you is going to get it. So I guess let's go. Dr. Afreen. Oh, yeah, you've already registered. Well, you can just gift it off to someone else. Yes, wonderful. I do have your contact and I will get in touch with you about how to do this. Okay, wonderful. So, okay, And right, stop sharing. So, folks, I hope this was a good introduction to the event, and I do hope you can all join us. There's a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of work going on. Our organizing team, some of who are here, Dr. Selvi is here, Dr. Joss is here, and many others who did not sleep last night are also there. And there is Dr. Um, let me at least take all the names. So there's Dr. Joss, who is the in charge of the scientific, and then there is Dr. Ranganathan, who is representing the IOP and the ASOMP. There is Dr. Simarpreet, representing her own college and also ASOMP. There is Dr. Merva, who is representing the IOP. Then there is Dr. Ravikant, who's been there with me right from the beginning, from last year. Some have been with me from last year with this, really helping and making everything possible. There's Dr. Raghu, Dr. Nandini, Dr. Puyan, Dr. Madhu, Dr. Who else? Yes, Dr. Mariana, Dr. Geronimo, and Dr. Lahiri, Dr. Selvi, and and of course Dr. Carla now, who has joined us as the youngest member of the organizing team. And did I forget anyone? I hope I did not forget anyone. Anyway, I'm putting everybody up on the website, so that should help and ensure that I have, even if I have forgotten to say to include someone, there. Let's end with this. And yes, and of course, the names of this is the list of speakers currently there. It is still getting updated. There are more being added. If you go to the conference platform, you can see the speakers was the fourth thing there. And you can just check on as we keep adding. And yes, that is the end of it, I think. So we're done. If you're still in need of registering, please go to our website and you will find the registration link. And frankly, I think I've put the registration link all over the place, so that should not be a problem finding it. All right. Then let me say hi to everybody who was there, and then let's say bye bye. Unless anyone else wants to type in something else. Of course, Dr. Varun was there very early in the morning, Dr. Arpan, Dr. Joss, Dr. Faraz, Dr. Shams, Dr. Iman, Selvi, Dr. Najme, I would assume that would be, Dr. Manusmrti, Dr. Priyanka, Dr. Sandhya, Dr. Garima, Dr. Afareen, Dr. Stacy, Dr. Shalini. Yes. Thank you, Selvi. Thank you. I am happy that I explained that well. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, catch you all up next week. So, what we are probably going to have some more about the event in the coming week, and possibly we will discuss how the presenters can deal with the presentation. And in the meanwhile, have fun, enjoy yourselves, and see you. Bye bye. Bye bye.